Announcer microphone test 1.
Introducing tonight's starting lineup. First for the Blue Jays. Number 2, Sydney O'Keefe. Number 3, Annalisa Lapo. And number 31, Heather Hoffman. The assistant coaches for Elmhurst are Emma Vedestic, Merritt Stokel, and Sydney Zeig. The head coach of the Blue Jays is Paul Webster. And now the starting lineup for your North Central College Cardinals. Number 00, Gretchen France. Number 7, Emily Gaither. Number 10, Anna Brosian. Number 13, Rachel Coling. Number 15, Megan Bracad. Number 17, Allison Viderez. Number 20, Lexi Dubovsky. Number 22, Olivia Sudak. Number 23, Taylor Pagat. Number 27, Deja Simpson. And number 47, Kat Kent. North Central's assistant coaches are Greg Pignataro and Katie McNeila. The head coach of the Cardinals is Andrew Gamaro. Fans, at this time, we please ask that you rise and face the flag at the south end of the field as we honor America with the playing of the national anthem.
A warm welcome to you on this beautiful evening at Benedetti Worley Stadium, a presentation of Cardinals soccer. North Central and Elmhurst squaring off here on the campus of North Central College. NCTV 17 production of Cardinal Athletics. I'm Kevin Jackman. Thanks so much for tuning in this evening. Should be a good game between these two teams that already are shaping up to be among the conference's strongest. North Central coming off a win, 5-4-1 on the 2017 campaign. As for the Blue Jays, 6-2, and they've split a pair of CCIW affairs. North Central, as I mentioned, coming off a win, in fact, 2 straight, one against Benedictine, in which we broadcasted here on the airwaves about a week ago. And then on the road in Carthage, similar to the men's team, went on the road and took down the Lady Reds, that by a 4-3 score. They led 4-1 in the contest, and had to hang on for dear life to claim that 4-3 win. Cardinals will be donning their all-white uniforms here at home as they take the field on the right side of your screen. The Elmhurst Blue Jays in a navy blue. They're typically in more of a powder blue. But they're in their away uniforms as we're just about set for soccer as the sun sets here in Naperville. As I mentioned, beautiful conditions similar to last night when we had the men's game on the airwaves. Official temperature right now in Naperville, a cool 67 degrees. Rain was in the forecast. Clear skies right now. Some clouds overhead, but no rain at this point in the immediate future. North Central is a very young team, only 2 seniors, as Elmhurst immediately tries to push it to the near side corner, and now it will belong to the Cardinals. 2 seniors on this Cardinal squad, and they're related to each other. The Gaither sisters, Emily and Sarah. Emily starts, number 7. Sarah Gaither will come off the bench. Certainly does not mean she won't have an impact in this game. Both are very good. Some contact and able to play through it. Deja Simpson. To the near sideline. Cardinals with some crisp passing winds up on the left foot of Lexi Domovsky. And she loses it to the Blue Jays. Thrilling affair last night here at Benedetti Worley Stadium. The men's team taking a 3-0 win over against the men's Elmhurst team. And what you could call an upset, but with the way the men's team is playing, it might not look that way in a few weeks. A lot of contact and a whistle goes against the Blue Jays on that far side. Simpson able to draw the foul. So a free ball will be booted in. Kat Kent to the sideline. Centering ball, nobody home. And Elmhurst whacks it away. Catherine Kent, or as she was referred to in the starting lineups, Kat Kent, the sister of a former North Central football player, Ryan Kent. If you're a longtime North Central fan, you might recognize that name. Elmhurst on a rush to the near sideline. Pushing this one ahead. Nice pass towards the goal, and France covers up. Nice job on the back half of the defense to keep the back of the net clean. The nice entry pass coming from McKinley Grieve. Trying to score that was Sydney O'Keefe. Off and last touch by the Cardinals. That was Olivia Sudik. So the Cardinals, as I mentioned, enter 5-4-1. Back-to-back wins. They opened up the season with a couple of tough losses down in the heart of Texas. Grove City College and the University of Texas at Dallas. Pass towards the middle and taken away by the Cardinals. Right there in the middle of things, Rachel Coling. Now Anna Borgen will bring it up. Last touch by the Blue Jays. After those 2 losses, the Cardinals ripped off 3 straight wins. Edgewood College, Illinois Institute of Technology, and Aurora University, in which all 3 of those games, they scored 3 goals or more. In that span, 10 goals to be precise, against only 4 against. Followed that up with a double overtime draw with Coe College, and then a loss to the 13th ranked team in the country, the University of Wisconsin Whitewater, in an overtime game. That final ended up being 3-2. Colling rejecting the advancement from the Blue Jays, and now they're back with it. Possessing the soccer ball, Brittany Reinhardt to the far side of the field. Chipped in, and the Cardinals there to take it away. Kat Kent with it. She winds her way up the sideline. Tried to shovel it ahead, and now will lose it. And it's Elmhurst's ball. Kent back with it. The official momentarily in the way of Allison Vidaris. And a nice swipe taken away by Reinhardt. Ellie Richter shoots it out ahead and tripped up from behind. The ball lost off the baseline. Whose ball is it? It's going to be a corner kick. No, it will not. The head official overrules the side judge. And instead of it being a corner kick and the first real good scoring opportunity of the game for Elmhurst, it's going to be Cardinal ball. A twister towards the middle of the field. Now taken by Elmhurst and Jami Lassila. Simpson fighting for position, gets there. Pass a bit errant. And now Elmhurst controls in their own defensive side of the field. The long blast towards the sideline. Slowly trickling towards the end line, and it does go out of play. Megan Bracab right there to make sure that a Blue Jay did not race in there and have a chance of that soccer ball. Early season action in the conference portion of the schedule for these two teams. Cardinals already with one win under their belt in CCIW play. Illinois Wesleyan already 2-0. In fact, the Titans are 9-2 overall. Some physical play finally taken away by the Blue Jays, and now a race for the soccer ball. And a punt towards the near sideline will force the Blue Jays to throw this in as opposed to a corner kick. 37-34 to go, first half. Near sideline, Blue Jays there. Tough to say who has the edge, who has the momentum in this game. Possession has been bouncing back and forth between the two teams. Nobody has had a real good shot on net yet. Although all it takes is one good through ball that gets behind the defense and suddenly things change. It's kind of what happened last night for the men's game. Gavin Sanchez leaked out, got a great pass from Sean Sweeney and found the back of the net. From there, the dynamic of the game seemed to have changed. Collision just inside midfield, taken away from the Cardinals. Make that by the Cardinals, and a foul against Elmhurst. Olivia Sudak. Great hustle right there as Catherine Kent will take the free kick. Kent waits and allows her team to set up near the 10-yard line on the football field. Now lofts it in. And it's a little long. And picked up by the Elmhurst goalkeeper. Sophia Tuliglowski is the goalkeeper. Got to make sure I check the pronunciation on that. Tuliglowski. Demovsky in a race for it, and she's cut off access from the soccer ball as the Blue Jay goalkeeper steps up to intervene. Now she instructs her team to back up, and she'll punt this one away. Long pass, Coling there, and she'll waste it off the sideline to make sure her defense can get back. The nearest Elmhurst attacker, Kim Stanzik, the senior from Batavia, was right there. Coling again right there in the middle of the action, passes it right to a Blue Jay. Catherine Kent advances the soccer ball towards midfield. Last touch by the Cardinals, Elmhurst ball. No advantage just yet. No score in our contest through the first 11 minutes of our match. Back-to-back nights with soccer live on NCTV 17. First, the men's game last night. A terrific game from start to finish, and certainly we hope for more of the same tonight. That's off the sideline, Cardinal ball. The men's team took an early 1-0 lead 20 minutes into the game and then had to hold on. They did score with just a shade under 5 minutes to go to make it a 2-0 game. And then added some insurance with 1:30 remaining. Here's the throw-in. Good loft. Shot towards the sideline again, and it'll be Cardinal ball again. We'll do that for a second time. Another chance and similar result. This time it doesn't advance nearly as far as Coling lets it go off the sideline, so we'll do it a third time. Will it be a charm? Coling to throw. Finally cleared by Elmhurst up the field and not towards the sideline. Has a little bit of backspin and spun around. And now here comes the Blue Jays. 2-on-3, Cardinals with the advantage getting back. And a nice job using the body to block a pass. That was Emily Gaither there. Able to use her body as a shield. I'm sure her goalkeeper, Gretchen Franz, will appreciate that. It's like a hockey player getting down and using the body to defend a slap shot or something to that sort. Cardinal ball on the misfire on the pass attempt. Good crowd on hand here at Benedetti Worley Stadium. Busy week of action here inside the stadium. Mentioned last night a soccer game, tonight, and then a quick break tomorrow before this venue hosts the Crosstown Classic, the Wes Spencer Crosstown Classic between Naperville Central and Naperville North football teams. The Huskies and Redhawks will square off to see who claims the right of being the top Naperville football team in 2017. Long blast in. France will absorb it. No rebound, and she'll kick it away. And then, of course, on Saturday, it'll be another football affair, but this time the hometown team, the North Central Cardinals, will host the North Park Vikings. A 1 o'clock kickoff. And we'll have both of those football games live on NCTV 17. 7:30 on Friday night. As I mentioned, a 1 o'clock kickoff on Saturday. Centered ball. Cardinals try and get it away. Now they finally do towards the sideline. Simpson tries to keep it from going out, and it will belong to the Blue Jays right in front of the Cardinal bench that is entirely donning the color pink. I don't think that is a coincidence. Another ball off the sideline belongs to Elmhurst again. Not much action around the nets in the early goings. We've crossed through the first 15 minutes of our contest. I don't believe we have an official shot on goal. Both teams have struggled to get an organized attack in the box to this point. Elmhurst has really tried to utilize those long passes that try and catch the Cardinal defense sleeping on the back half. This will be a corner kick coming up for Elmhurst. Cardinals have been a little bit more methodical in their approach to trying to score. Tic-tac-toe style passing on the offensive side that has yet to lead to a good scoring opportunity. Blast in. Still a dangerous ball ricocheting around, finally towards the far sideline, being tracked down by Elmhurst and Heather Hoffman. She will keep it from going out of bounds. Now to the corner, a centering ball, and it's knocked away by the Cardinals. And Simpson will allow for the defense to get reset, catch their breath, and make sure everybody's on the same page. Elmhurst officially credited with 2 shots, both of which officially on goal. However, the quality of those shots, not necessarily great scoring opportunities. Gretchen Franz easily able to cover up both. For Franz in net this year, has played 7 games, has allowed 11 goals, has 76 save percentage, as she has saved 35 shots. Long pass towards the Elmhurst side of the field. Demahovsky there to try and track it down, just a little tardy. Franz actually ranks inside the top 5 in a few statistical categories in the conference, and she scoops one up there. Franz with 35 saves is 5th. She's behind the goalies from North Park, Milligan, Carthage, and Illinois Wesleyan. Also ranks 5th in save percentage. Top mark in the conference is Augustana's Bailey Bradford with an 82% save percentage, so not too far off for Gretchen Franz.
Coming in for the Cardinals, number 21, Nicole Novak.
Nicole Novak checks in. Simpson out. Here comes a throw-in for North Central. A fight for the soccer ball on the near sideline between 2 Cardinals and 2 Blue Jays. Kat Kent kicks it ahead. A Blue Jay there. That one lost off the side of the foot. Cardinals in recent seasons have tried to find their footing, and they believe they have the type of team that can do it this year, as Elmhurst gets on the board first. A goal for the Blue Jays as the shot slides to the left of Gretchen France.
Blue Jay goal line number 2, Sydney O'Keefe.
That one credited to Sydney O'Keefe, a 5-foot junior from Elk Grove Village, Illinois. So it is 1-0. So the Cardinals will have to come from behind in this one tonight. And an offsides called on NCC. Getting just behind the defense was Nicole Novak, who checked in just moments earlier. Novak there, tries to turn the corner. Getting knocked down in the play, but no whistle, Taylor Pigot. Towards the sideline, and giving up pursuit is Domovsky. Head coach Andrew Gamara taking over this program a year ago. And you can never expect immediate success when a coach takes over a program, regardless of the sport, regardless of what shape the program is in. And in Gamara's first year, a 5-11-2 record. But he comes and tries to breathe new life into this program. A program that for a few years was pretty good. Certainly hopes to improve on that mark this year as France steps up and catches this on the fly. Gamara is the 8th head coach in the history of this Cardinals soccer program. And while that 5-11 mark may not look good, it includes a 4-4 mark in conference, which CCIW is a pretty good soccer conference in the Division III landscape. They were in the conference tournament, which, by the way, no small feat considering it was only the 2nd conference tournament made in the program's history. Gamara did have previous head coaching experience. Came from New York, was the head soccer coach at Sage Colleges in Albany, New York. He actually was the Skyline Conference Coach of the Year his first season. That's how quickly he made an impact there. And then in his first season, he takes this Cardinal team to their 2nd ever conference title. Maybe not the conference title, but conference berth into the conference tournament. So certainly hoping for more of the same here in the CCW, that he succeeded in the Skyline Conference. As we hit the 22-minute mark in the first half. Near side, and a long blast to Skip. Oh, but that was offsides on the Cardinals regardless. Domovsky sneaking behind the last line of defense. An easy whistle. Gamara joined on the bench by a couple of assistant coaches, Greg Pignataro, who joined last year along with Gamara as a full-time assistant coach. He was at Carthage for a number of years, 2013 to 2015. Brings a strong pedigree to the table, having played at Marquette
Coming in for the Blue Jays, number 8, McKinley.
Did so as a freshman before transferring to Carthage. And then a familiar name if you've been following women's soccer here at North Central for a number of years. Katie McNeela, who graduated in 2014, was a staple on the women's soccer team for her 4 years here on campus. France will take it on the hop. She was actually part of the first ever team to make it to the conference tournament back in 2012. A defensive player, was a grad assistant last year and now promoted. Congratulations to her. Now the assistant women's soccer coach. Elmhurst with a 1-0 advantage. North Central called with a handball just a moment ago. Nice setup here towards the corner. If they can get there. No. That'll belong to France. Right idea, just couldn't slow that one down in time to get to it. Kat Kent with it, battling for position. Now loses it as it goes towards the corner. And taking that away is Rachel Colleen. However, she's the last to touch, so it's back to the Blue Jays.
Coming in from Blue Jays, number 23, Mari Regnani.
Here comes the throw-in. Nice lob in. O'Keefe there, and she owns the only goal of our game. As North Central clears it away for the time being. Chance out in front, and a nice job defensively. Olivia Sudak there to pluck it away. Big collision there in the corner, and no whistle. Or is there? They're going to say this is a corner kick, not a whistle or a foul. So Elmhurst with a good chance to try and tack one on right here. 18 minutes to go in the first half. Header, too strong. Still in the field of play, though. And the pass to the middle of the field is too strong as well. And now the Cardinals with a chance if they can race to the soccer ball. Instead, it's sent backwards. And Elmhurst neutralizes that quick developing threat. France collects. This Cardinal program has only been in existence since 1994. And as I keep saying Gretchen France, it's somewhat funny, although she does have a T at the end of that last name, F-R-A-N-T-Z. The first ever coach of this Cardinal program was Franz Matthew. Coached for a couple of years. Historically speaking, success has come far few and in between for this Cardinal soccer team against the Blue Jays. Elmhurst owns a 19-2 advantage. However, the Cardinals won last year. We talk about these program records as if there's some sort of indication of whether or not a team's going to have success in the current form, as a nice back and forth is spoiled off just slightly as the goalkeeper, Julie Glowski, able to collect. We talk about these all-time series, like, for instance, Illinois Wesleyan 2-21-1, like it's going to have some sort of bearing on how these teams are going to face off this season. All it takes is a really good recruiting class or a change in scheme, and suddenly those all-time records don't mean a thing. As Elmhurst races up the field, centering ball and erased by the Cardinals. That one launched. It'll be a throw-in on the far side.
Coming in for the Blue Jays, number 19, Kristen Kelly. Coming in for the Cardinals, number 2, Rebecca Whalen. And number 36, Kira Rapoli.
However, having said that, whether these athletes, I'm sure some of them know, maybe all of them know, but in an instance where against Wheaton, North Central, the women's soccer team, has never beaten the Thunder. That almost feels like a psychological barrier. If you are aware of that history, you know that the historical precedence is that you cannot beat a certain team. And maybe that comes into play. Of course, when that does eventually happen, it will. It's not like that is going to continue forever. Perhaps this season. I'm sure the Cardinals are looking forward to that. But when that does happen, oh boy, is that going to be a sweet moment. It'll be a few weeks before North Central can get a shot at Wheaton.
And in for the Cardinals, number 6, Megan Jensen.
Megan Johnson checks in for the Cardinals, number 6. The Cardinals will travel to Wheaton to take on the Thunder on October 21st at Joe Bean Stadium. They've got some ground to cover before they get there. They go on the road to Decatur, come home to take on Augustana, then go to Dubuque, Iowa to face the University of Dubuque, and then return home to face Carroll. Then a tough slate to finish out at Wheaton, at North Park, and then at home against number 21 Illinois Wesleyan. And at that point, this team hopes to be in position to try and go to the conference tournament, which will start on the first day of November. $12:50 to go, first half. Cardinals have really yet to threaten the twine tonight, as the lights have taken full effect of the stadium. It's beginning to feel a little bit like fall. Temperature is considerably warm. 65 degrees. Although we all know exactly what will eventually happen is we'll get used to this. We'll believe that it's going to continue on indefinitely, and then right around Halloween it'll just plummet. As a kid growing up around this area, it always felt that way. It would be 65 or 75 on October 30th, and then on October 31st, for whatever reason, a cold snap would just automatically be there. I certainly hope that's not the case, because that next day the CCIW tournament begins for this women's team. Franz snags that one chest high. And bring it out. 11:30 to go, first half. The Cardinals trail the Blue Jays 1-0, scoring the only goal for Elmhurst, Sydney O'Keefe. Elmhurst has done a good job in these first 35 minutes at possessing the soccer ball, keeping it away from North Central. If you want to beat a team, best not be giving them a lot of chances to put it into the back of the net. That's what Elmhurst is doing right now. And at the same time, they've also converged around the Cardinals' net a few times. Domovsky there. As she works her way towards the middle of the field, finds a streaking teammate down the middle of the pitch to the corner, and that one just a little too hot to handle. Anna Borgen trying to skip it ahead to Nicole Novak, and just a little off page. Here comes Domovsky. That one's off the hands of the goalkeeper, Tuloglowski. It's going to be a corner kick for the Cardinals. So a little bit of hustle right there from Domovsky results in a chance for the Cardinals to try and put one on the board. Currently 1-0. Except one of these players is going to have to take the corner. Here it comes, 9:30 remaining, first half. Fades towards the field, settled down, and the shot wayward, and belongs to Tuloglowski. If you follow North Central Sports, go ahead and follow us, NCTV17, on Twitter. Of course, you can also follow the college, NCC_athletics. Clark Tusha, the sports information director, and his staff, always hard at work, as is the NCTV17 staff. Thanks for tuning in this evening with 8:30 to go in the first half. This is Cardinal Soccer on NCTV 17. Second consecutive night that we have some football on the airwaves. The men taking a 3-0 win against the Elmhurst men's squad yesterday. Now that's the women's turn as they trail 1-0 in the early goings. Going to have to come from behind this evening if they want to win. Trying to stay away from that 500 marker. They're currently a game up and over. 5-4-1, their mark heading into tonight. Elmhurst 6-2. Although the Blue Jays do own a conference loss, whereas the Cardinals are 1-0. Little surprising to see the Cardinals struggle to put the ball in the back of the net in the first roughly 40 minutes of play. They haven't had that issue a lot this season. I mentioned this earlier, over a 3-game stretch early on in the middle of September, 10 goals in 3 games. And in their last game against Carthage on the road, they scored 4. They won that contest 4-3.
Coming in from the Blue Jays, number 14, Lisa Walduski.
Last touch by Elmhurst belongs to the Cardinals. It's kind of funny when you look back at 2016. I mentioned it earlier, the Cardinals had a pretty poor non-conference portion of the schedule. They were 1-7. Flipped the switch and went 4-4 in conference. Made the tournament. Elmhurst was almost the exact opposite. They were 8-1 in the non-conference schedule, and then something happened for Paul Webster's group. And they went 2-6 in the CCIW. Nice move on the outside. Nice centering pass, only finds the right foot of a Cardinal. That one will fall off the sideline. It'll be a throw-in for the Blue Jays. Cardinals have faced some pretty good competition here in 2017, and it showed the most against the 13th ranked team in the country, the University of Wisconsin-Whitewater, when they traveled to Whitewater, Wisconsin. And sure, they walked away with a loss, but it was an overtime affair that they lost 3-2. Certainly put up a valiant fight against the Warhawks. Cardinals working around midfield, haven't had a lot of chances around the box tonight. Need to start getting active and towards the net, advancing that ball with a little bit more decisiveness. On the far sideline, right at the midfield marker, Cardinals passing it around in a triangle. Now finally a shot up ahead off the right foot of Novak. And that's cleared right as the Cardinals looked as though they might have a break in front of them. That's touched by NCC. So coming the other way. Pass backwards and now trying to get it up ahead. Trying to make a run up the sideline, Dana Plotke. Unable to get the pass through to her. Four minutes ago, first half of play from Benedetti Worley Stadium on the campus of North Central College. While it's early in the conference portion of the schedule, most of these teams have played around 10 games or so. So for the most part, there is a sample size that is large enough to determine how teams are going to shape out, or at least a rough idea of how they're going to shape up in conference. And of course, the team that is already 2-0 in conference is also 9-2 overall. That's Illinois Wesleyan. The Titans have already raced out to a strong start. Carroll, 8-3 overall, has split a pair of conference games. They're 1-1. Of course, Elmhurst, as we mentioned, 6-2, and they're 1-1. The only team that has already fallen well off the pace in conference somehow has already played 4 CCIW games. North Park, who is 0-3-1, but they're 6-2 out of conference. That's either some real tough luck or a couple of cakewalks in the non-conference portion. Or maybe a combination. Booted high in the air. Giving chase, and that's last touch by Elmhurst, I believe. It is a corner kick. Nice hustle right there from the Cardinals. Dana Plotke shooting it backwards off a Blue Jay defender. And now Rachel Coling will come up from the backfield to try and knock this one close enough to the goal and give the Cardinals a chance at tying this game up. 2 minutes and 8 seconds to go, first half. Coling with the corner kick. Headed away from the Blue Jays. Still hanging around. And finally shot towards midfield. So 2 corners for the Cardinals, and neither have come close to being between the pipes. Cardinals are working hard, though, especially on the defensive side. One momentary lapse allowing the goal to score. But for the most part have clamped down on the defensive side. Now they just need to get the offensive side going. Elmhurst ball with about 80 seconds to play until intermission. near midfield. Taken by the Cardinals, Allison Vidaris, and pinballed around ahead.
1 minute remaining.
And under a minute to go. Long pass. Cardinals recover with 4 defenders back there. And nobody there with the lead ball hovering around what is on the football field, the end zone. Cardinals could make one more push. Right idea. One too many defenders there in the area, though, as the through ball was intended for Vidaris. 15 seconds remaining as France will wait and pick it up. And she'll boot it away.
9, 8, 7,
Too little time for either of these teams to score, and we'll go into the half with a 1-0 game. The Blue Jays with the advantage.
0.
And we'll step aside. First half in the books. Elmhurst with an advantage. We'll be back with the second half here on NCTV 17 in about 15 minutes. Welcome back for the second half of play here from Benedetti Worley Stadium on the campus of North Central College. North Central hosting Elmhurst. And right now it's the visiting Blue Jays who lead the Cardinals by a 1-0 score. Cardinals start off with the ball at midfield. And away we go, a fresh 45 up on the clock on a beautiful night in Naperville. Let's run down the box score from that first half of play. Relatively uneventful, considering the fact that these two teams combined for only 1 goal, and the Cardinals, in fact, almost shut out on shots entirely. They had 1 shot, which came from the foot of Rebecca Whalen, and it did not finish up on goal. Meanwhile, Elmhurst had 6 shots, all of which found their way towards Gretchen France. And one of them did find the back of the net, and that was from Sydney O'Keefe. She was 1 for 2 on her 2 attempts. Brittany Reinhardt with a couple of shots as well. And then single shot totals for Caitlin Patrick and Bree Girardi. In the goal, Sophia Tuliglowski. Not having to face a single shot, the Cardinals certainly hope to change that in the second half. Gretchen Franz with 5 saves and 1 goal against. Rachel Coling will throw this one in. Knuckler towards the net, couple of bounces, it makes its way through the box. And that's off a Cardinal and out of play. Another quick tap out of play from the Cardinals. Dana Plotke with it. The original starting lineup for the Cardinals: France, Emily Gaither, Anna Brojan, Rachel Coling, Megan Brockhob, Allison Vidaris, Lexi Domovsky, Olivia Sudik, Taylor Pigot, Deja Simpson, and Catherine Kent. But some substitutions have sprinkled their way into the lineup to start, including Plotke, who was just in on that last play. Now this is Kent on the near sideline. Over to Plotke, and she stumbles, and now it's the Blue Jays with it. Jamie Lesala. Slowed up and then taken away. Burkab able to take it back, and now she has it, controlling, advancing towards midfield, and she gets it swiped. Feel free to interact with the broadcast booth this evening. You can tweet at us at NCTV17. With it right now for the Cardinals, Brojan to the corner. Now to the middle, and a good opportunity that spun away. Chipped to Kent. Kent trying to settle it down. Turns a corner. Has some space. Splits a pair of defenders. Goes to the corner. Now it sets up a centering pass. And here comes a rip maybe. Instead it's going to be reversed to the near side. Right off the midsection. That's not going to feel good tomorrow morning. And one too many passes and it winds up out of play. But some good movement from the Cardinal offense. An encouraging sign 4 minutes into the second half as they trail Elmhurst 1-0. Thanks for tuning in this evening on NCTV 17, a production of Cardinal Soccer. Coling to throw. up the sideline, a couple of headers, and it makes its way back out of play. Unable to settle it down, and now fight for it. Demoski playing catch with Kent. And Kent will have it ricochet out. Coling again will advance from near midfield to throw this in. Coling there, and she advances it. Muffled towards the sideline, Elmhurst. Keep in mind the Cardinals still without a shot on goal for the first 51 minutes of this game as we sit in the second half. Long pass, Blue Jays there, and they'll simply kick it towards the Cardinal bench. That's where the Cardinals will throw it in. .65 this evening at Benedetti Worley Stadium. A soft, gentle breeze working its way across the field. Not much. Pleasant evening. Bouncer makes its way off the end line. That's last touched by Elmhurst, so the Cardinals with a corner kick, and that'll be taken by Kat Kent. With the bright lights bearing down, Kat Kent with a corner. Can the Cardinals neutralize? Big bouncer off the head, and that one sails over the goal. Good positioning, just couldn't get the right angle on it. And the game remains 1-0. 37:30 to go. Nice play on the far sideline. Although the pass rejected, Cardinals are working more efficiently on the Blue Jays side of the field in this half. Not much, if at all, has Elmhurst spent more than just a few seconds on the Cardinals' half of the field. Although here they come right now. Coling trying to keep position. Now siphons off the Blue Jay player. And out of frustration, throws her hands down in a bit of a fit. And it's France who gets the ball in that corner. Coling will boot it away. A liner. Off the sideline, Cardinals ball. Further breaking down that first half and now another 7 minutes or so. Make that 9 minutes. Cardinals have an advantage in corner kicks at 3-2. They've also drawn half as many whistles as this Blue Jay team, 6-3. But it's been Elmhurst dictating the flow of the game on the offensive side, having owned 6 shots on goal. Cardinals just 3 shots, period. And a whistle on the Cardinals, a foul inside the 20-yard line there on the far side. Cardinals enter tonight 5-4-1. A narrow loss to the 13th ranked team in the country, the University of Wisconsin Whitewater. prove that this team can hang with just about anybody in the country. Elmhurst 6-2. And they're hanging right in there right now. Question is, can they put one in the back of the net? They've come close already in this second half. But can they do it? Can they get it done? As France with the slide to recover the soccer ball and smother away a chance at scoring for the Blue Jays. Coming up tomorrow night on NCTV 17, a brand new episode of The Red Zone. The Cardinal football team traveling to Washington University down in St. Louis and coming away with a 43-24 win. Head coach Jeff Thorne on the program to talk about that and also to break down some game tape. And then I'm joined by Amante Logan and Tyrone Suggs Jr., 2 defensive linemen, and boy, a couple of really fun guys as Elmhurst boots a shot right through the goalpost of that football field goal post. It doesn't count for 3 in this one, though. On the Red Zone, we do have a fun segment. It's called Quick Hits. And after talking about football for roughly maybe 18 minutes combined between head coach Jeff Thorne and the 2 players, and we take a little bit of a lighter angle to the questioning. And we get into non-football specific questions. Some of them much more fun than others. And today we had a couple of real gut busters. So I'll pose these to whoever's listening. Build your signature sandwich. If you had a sandwich named after you, what would be on it? As Elmhurst has a good chance out in front. A great job. Rachel Coling just took that away. Elmhurst gets it right back, though. The lead pass having to hang up just as ever so slightly Kim Stanzik, and the Cardinals able to push it back towards midfield. So feel free to interact with us on Twitter. Let us know what your customized sandwich would be. We're at NCTV 17. Unfortunately, that is the most efficient means of interacting with the broadcast booth. So if you don't have a Twitter account, maybe just think about it to yourself. Maybe jot it down. I apologize if I make you hungry. I'm currently making myself hungry. 31 minutes ago, second half, the Cardinals trailing 1-0. Off the Cardinals and out of play. That was just question 1. The other 2, which place is your favorite place that you've never actually visited? For instance, mine would be Boston. A town I've never been but wish I could. Third one is, if you could have 3 wishes from a genie, regardless of what those first 2 wishes were, what would the third one be? So those are your quick hits from week and episode 4 of the Red Zone. Got to tune in tomorrow night to see what the players' answers are, and I can tell you they will not disappoint. Lots of fun. Taylor Pigot checks back in for the Cardinals. That one pinballs around. Saved from going out of play. And tackled at around the 30-yard line. And a whistle on Elmhurst, a foul. Right in front of the Cardinal bench. Keep in mind, you can stream NCTV 17 for your live NCC coverage anytime, anywhere. Go to nctv17.com on your smartphone, on your laptop, on your tablet, and click stream now. Or you can watch segments and highlights of North Central Athletics. Go to the Red Zone in the highlight tab to get the coverage of your favorite sports team. A foul on Elmhurst from behind gives the Cardinals a free kick at the 30-yard line. They get it right in, wasting no time. Now a pass across the box. Popped up. Now kick towards midfield. We covered the women's soccer team a few weeks ago against, a few weeks ago against IIT, a 3-1 win. That was on September 12th, so that was, about 3 or 4 weeks ago. And you can find that highlight right there in that highlight tab in the red zone on nctv17.com. That was a game where Alexi Domovsky had a hat trick. 3 goals in the game for the transfer. Leads this team with 6 on the season, and in addition to a couple of assists for a team leading 14 goals, make that points. Brojan also 6 goals, 1 assist, just a tad behind Domovsky with 13 points overall. And Allison Vidaris with 12 points, 5 goals, 2 assists. Near sideline towards the corner, having a race to track this down, keeps it from going off the end line. The centering pass is right out in front of the net, and it's kicked away, booted away by Tuglowski. Cardinals trying to persist and keep this on the Elmhurst side of the field, but it's finally wasted off the sideline. Good chance out in front of the net. Fighting for possession near midfield, and the Cardinals will just boot it back and reset. France scoots it over to Colling. And a little skip off the head of Kenton out and ahead. Now a lob pass out in front. Domovsky trying to track it down and cannot be the first one to get a handle on that ball, and it's off the sideline. The Cardinals will throw it in. 27:37 to go. Second half of play.
Number 23, Mary Gragnani.
Kira Rapoli checks in for NCC. And Colling the last to touch, and it's going to be Elmhurst ball. Domovsky there to try and control, and she hits the turf and draws the whistle. Checks the leg, make sure everything's all right. Appears it is. And Kent will launch this towards the box. Cardinals trailing 1-0, 26:35 to go, second half. Good positioning. Elmhurst there, though. A liner towards the box again, headed away. Every time the Cardinals seem to have a chance near the net, it's been Elmhurst getting either a head or a foot on it. As this one takes a couple of hops into the arms of Tuglowski. The good news here in the second half is the Cardinals have not had to work too hard defensively. It's about trying to sustain the offensive attack and then finally putting one in the back of the twine. 25 minutes to go, and a whistle gives Elmhurst the ball just inside midfield. North Central on a 2-game winning streak. That's in jeopardy right now. Towards the corner, giving chase is Coling as she tries to box it out, and I believe this is going to be a corner. Coling, the last to touch. Oh, hold on, no. Goalkeeper ball, and that is certainly not going to make the Elmhurst fans happy. The head official has the final say in those judgment calls, and he called it a goalkeeper ball, so that's what we'll go with. Domofsky bumped from behind. She gets it away. Kent working away. Stills maintains possession of it, gets it to Gaither. Gaither back to Kent. And it's thrown off the sideline by Emma Crick. Three headers, and plays it off the chest for the Cardinals. That's Kira Rapoli. Starting to get a little late for the Cardinals. They're trying to get on the board. 3 substitutions coming for Elmhurst, only 1 for NCC.
For the Blue Jays, number 8, McKinley Breeze. Number 19, Kristen Kelly. Number 22, Breeze Girardi. Coming in for the Cardinals is number 22, Olivia Sudek.
Olivia Sudek checks in for North Central. 3 shots for the Cardinals, only 1 officially on goal. That's from Catherine Kent. Rebecca Whalen with 2 shot attempts, neither of which have been on net. Pushed ahead, and now Elmhurst in position in the corner. That's deflected by Kent, who seems to be just about everywhere tonight for North Central. 21:50 to play. The official almost got in the way. Nice through pass, and it's just barely short from getting to its destination. A liner from Tula Glowski. And a foul on the Cardinals. Just outside 20 minutes to play, while both the men's and women's soccer teams battle to try and find a spot in the postseason. That will not be an issue for the men's cross country team. Not only are they still ranked #1 in the country, coming off a national championship, one is up and out of play. It'll be a corner kick for Elmhurst. So not only are they ranked #1, but in the men's cross-country team's last race, it was the Midwest Intercollegiate Invitational on Friday at Olivet Nazarene. They didn't just win. They produced a perfect score. their top 5 runners were the top 5 runners in the race. Weak side, kept away by France. The second effort off the side of the goalpost, and France keeps the net clean. Terrific effort from the Cardinal goalkeeper, the sophomore, able to erase the Blue Jays' shot on goal. That is off the sideline, Blue Jay ball. We'll have a chance to cover the men's cross country team in a few weeks when they go to the CCIW championship race. But what a season they're having. A nice rush from the Cardinals, a shot, and falling on top of it to Leglowski. Cardinals just need to keep doing that just to give themselves a chance at a goal. Popped up towards midfield. Kent takes it away. Weaving in and out of traffic to the corner. The ball was centered well, but nobody was there. And this one might go off the sideline. It will. Coling there to pick it up. Elmhurst trying to advance it up the field, taken away by the Cardinals at Sudak. And a foul on Elmhurst. $17:50 to go in this game. Can the Cardinals claim the match, or will their 2-game winning streak be over? A little pushing and shoving between a Cardinal and a Blue Jay. Kent and McKinley Grieve getting mixed up a little bit on the near sideline. Off the head of Domovsky, and a misplay. And now the Cardinals in a bit of business. That one's a little too hot, and it skips to the far side. Pair of substitutions will come in for Elmhurst. The clock continues to roll. The action stops momentarily with 16:56 to play. Throw-in goes right off the sideline where originally it was placed, so the Cardinals will swap places with Elmhurst. Deep throw-in. Skips towards the net, and Elmhurst able to escape. Now here come the Blue Jays, trying to get up the pitch. Won't be able to allow, oh, bad decision there. And a takeout from the Cardinals, and no whistle. So a clean play must have gotten all ball on the back of that play. And I believe for the Cardinals, that was Megan Bracab. Who now has the ball right now. Controlling for the Cardinals, Emily Gaither to the sideline on the far side. Nice move and a back out. Here comes Kent. Nice move, clears some space to the sideline. Centers it, and Tuleglowski erases the attempt. 15 minutes and change remaining in the match. Colling will play it back to France. Off the knee. Out of play, belongs to NCC. New substitutions will come in. Looking ahead to this weekend, not only will Benedetti Worley Stadium host the football team, but women's golf off to the CCIW Championship. Again, it's played back to France. Women's golf will be swinging away the next 3 days. Both the women's and men's cross-country teams compete on Friday. Is that... Hold on a second. Is this a foul on Elmhurst? And if so, where? I'm going to say this is at the 25, so a free kick coming for Kat Kent. Kent will enter it into the box. That is off Elmhurst and to the sideline, so the Cardinals will throw it in. Colling heaves it in. Towards the middle and just a little bit off and out of sync. Cardinals track it down and push it back ahead. Everybody clustered together. It's last touch by Elmhurst. 12:30 remaining in the match. Still a 1-0 game. Elmhurst scoring in the first half. 19 minutes in, Sydney O'Keefe getting the Blue Jays on the board, and that is the only goal tonight. Kent to the far sideline, nice move. Still with it, to the middle, and this one is off. No, it is saved from Tuliglowski. Another good chance for NCC. They've had a few here in the second half. Off the sideline. That should be Elmhurst's. Here it is. Another sub enters the game. Before the intensity picks up, we'd like to thank our crew tonight. Caleb Donaldson back at the NCTV 17 studios, our technician, and of course on site, our cameraman and producer, Ryan Risky. I'm Kevin Jackman. Thanks for joining us this evening. Hope you've enjoyed the telecast, whether you're watching on your TV, on your computer, your smartphone, or your tablet, whatever device you may be using. Elmhurst in possession, pressured by the Cardinals, has to play it back. Chasing this down is Cardinals defender Olivia Sudak. She wastes it off the sideline. Another throw-in. We've hit 10 minutes to go in this game. Towards the net, France hauls it in and allows her team to disappear downfield before she boots it away. Towards the sideline, has to be settled down. It is. Whistle blows, a foul against North Central. NCC going to have to really finish strong if they want to push this game to either OT or win it in regulation. Kent with the header. It'll be a throw-in. Back-to-back nights with live soccer coverage on NCTV 17. And a shot, a liner, into the belly of France. And that's off the foot of Sydney O'Keefe, who is the only member of either of these teams that owns a goal tonight. Lots of passing for Elmhurst. Have they entered that phase of the game where they'll be content at just playing keep away? O'Keefe with it. Nice pass to the middle will allow the Blue Jays to waste more time, and now a one-hopper into the arms of France. .738 to go. Big bouncer. It's pushed ahead by Elmhurst. Towards the sideline, and the Cardinals will have a chance to throw it in on the Elmhurst side of the field. So a break for North Central. Rachel Colling will emerge as the Cardinal who will throw it in. Domofsky back in. Colling settles it down, tries to maintain possession, and it's taken away. Blue Jays up the sideline, and the ball will not settle down quick enough for Elmhurst to make a play. It'll be France's ball in the corner. Elmhurst back with it, and that's O'Keefe. O'Keefe just 5 foot, but she's played a major part in this game. .547 to go, second half. Kent to the sideline. We'll do it again. Heather Hoffman throws it in. Nobody home, but there's O'Keefe working in the middle of the field. Stepping up, blocked on the kick attempt. And Elmhurst again with a takeaway from behind. That's Emma Crick catching up to the Cardinals. Colling with it. And that's off the sideline. Who was last to touch? It's Elmhurst. Blue Jays out shooting the Cardinals 9-4. At least on goal. Overall, 11-6 in shots. A disadvantage that has shown on the scoreboard. As the Blue Jays lead 1-0. As we're under 5 minutes to play inside Benedetti Worley Stadium. Cardinals don't want to return to 500. They're 5-4 and they're on a 2-game winning streak. Inside conference play, they're already 1-0 after a victory in Kenosha against Carthage and a whistle against the Cardinals at the 40. This is a team that in 2016 went to just their second conference tournament in the program's history. It's 22-year history. So you know they're hungry for more. You know they know how to get there. As Emily Gaither appeared to be frustrated that she turned the ball back over to Elmhurst. And now Elmhurst gives it back to the Cardinals. It might be time for an all-out attack, an all-out assault of the Blue Jay goal. That one just stayed on the sideline forever. That was like a bunt up the third baseline that just never curls left. Off the sideline for Elmhurst with 3:11 to go. 13 throws it in. That's Colling. And again, wasted off the sideline. So Elmhurst just trying to keep it away from the box. That is objective number 1. Colling tries to throw it in. Again, the header kicks it out. And again, it's out of play. Colling will have a few very tired arms if this continues. 2:40 to play, second half. Again, the throw-in. Popped out. Colling will watch it bounce over her head and out of play. And again, she will throw it in. Turns towards the corner. Oh, and just off the sideline. That would have been a big play had Allison Videras been able to keep it in. Had a lot of room in the corner to try and launch a centering pass. 2:10 to go in the match. Good positioning for the Cardinals into the legs of Kat Kent. She goes to the middle, launching it to the corner. Now towards the net, and Tula Glowski will just fall on the soccer ball, making sure nothing happens. Minute 50. Tumbler near midfield. To the middle, played off the chest by a Blue Jay defender. Now down the field, and France will step up, punts it away. Only a Blue Jay there. Cardinals running out of time, and they got to advance the ball up the field. Colling on the sideline, skips it ahead. And a foul called on North Central. That's Olivia Sudak. Minute 5 to go. Cardinals need the neutralizer. Brittany Reinhart to take the free kick. Perfectly placed. Just a little too high off the crossbar. Cardinals with maybe one more opportunity if they can make a run up the field. Off the sideline, Colling will have it. 31 seconds left. There's a lofted ball, and Elmhurst bats it back towards the Cardinals' net. And a couple of sandwiches right in the middle of the field. 10 seconds remaining, and that'll do it.
7, 6, 5,
Elmhurst will just kick it into the boxed area.
1.
Wasted by the Cardinals, and that'll do it. 90 minutes have come and gone, and the Cardinals fail to score as they fall to Elmhurst 1-0. Competitive game throughout. The Cardinals right there, especially in the second half offensively, had some opportunities to try and tickle the back of the twine. They could not do it. Gretchen France with a good night and net. Just one lapse on the defensive side for the Cardinals comes back to haunt them as Sydney O'Keefe scores the game's only goal. But that's the difference. The Cardinals fall to 5-5-1. Elmhurst improves to 7-2. Blue Jays now 2-1 in conference. The Cardinals an even 1-1. Coming up for North Central, it'll be a road contest at Milliken down in Decatur. And that comes on Saturday at noon. The next time we hit the airwaves with women's soccer here at North Central, October 10th, Augustana College will visit Naperville, and that'll be a 7 o'clock kick. Thanks so much for tuning in this evening. That'll do it for us here on NCTV 17. We'll see you on Friday for the Crosstown Classic, Naperville Central versus Naperville North, and we'll see you again on Saturday for North Central versus North Park. Until then, so long, everybody.